Should be an exciting match for you.
I've never done commentary before. It'll be fun. You'll be a natural. Oh, I bet.
Just be careful with that headset. They're pretty fragile.
Do you like this?
Yep. Perfect.
All right, we have Mr. Curly Mustache.
Welcome to Black Wolf Melee Winners Finals. We got Chip versus Shiny. Joining me on commentary, Moxie, Stark, whatever you want to call him. He's here in the flesh.
Howdy, one and all.
Have you played either of these players today? Did you enter Melee?
I did not.
Okay.
I entered only PM, but I've been blowing through the bracket in PM.
Nice.
3.6. Honestly, I'm a Melee Falcon. Well, I used to be a Melee Falcon, but at the same time, I gain more pleasure just playing Project M Falcon. It's just a personal preference thing, inputs, but I'm not intending to divert from the conversation about this match right now.
All right. So, Chip, generally the favorite to win this game. Shiny has taken games off of Chip in the past in this matchup, which a difficult feat to say the least. But one of our strongest contenders against Chip, the other player probably being Kimidori to have a good amount of success since Alien left.
Yeah, I'm following. I mean, it's tough for me to even just, like, commentate this without coming off like I have confirmation bias for one player.
No, that's
Honestly,
fine. Chip's going to win.
It just, I really
Talk about him. Tell us about Chip.
Well, I see a lot of videos of Chip in terms of his matches with people like Cactuar, big national tournaments. It's not just the results. I just see in terms of playstyle differences, how I see control and neutral like this right now with this particular Marth. What I think makes this particular Marth very unique, in my perspective at least, is his tendency to challenge a lot of things with crouch canceling and blocking in place, and making sure he has stage control, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, he's so good with his stage control. Like,
Absolutely.
You'll see him control the center of the stage so well. Like, even now, he's fighting a Puff. He's just going to let Shiny go to those platforms and play around while he tries to force the situation.
Yeah, I agree. The most I could see this Jigglypuff doing is classic things like wall pain rest setups, but in my perspective, I mean, if you can't get those, I mean, it's really tough to get mileage in this matchup. I mean,
Yes, it is.
Marth can easily swing that sword, and if he gets a tipper with his forward smash, well, you could lose your stock for that to avoid profanity.
And Marth almost seemingly less likely to do a panic option in a lot of situations, whereas his panic option is going to be his forward air. Just stay away, and that's really hard for Puff to deal with.
Yeah, it's really tough for me to see an aggressive Puff without having like a defensive wall yourself with hitboxes, from what I can tell being in the lab.
Shiny should clean up his stock, though.
That's, yeah, one stock down. I can't discredit Shiny.
The last time I saw these two play was in a crew battle at my house, actually.
Oh, yeah?
And it was Shiny's 4 stocks to Chip's 3. No, Yes, Shiny's 4 stocks to Chip's 3, and Shiny actually managed to only lose 1 stock and win the match. So, interesting to note.
All right.
That was their last, I suppose, semi-competitive.
Definitely appreciate that
environment.
Insight. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if it's a crew battle, even if it's like 4 stocks to 3, 1 stock's never ever going to be a lead in any situation.
Yeah,
I mean,
never give up.
Well, I don't want to necessarily bring up particular players because I don't like to talk about certain players. I like to talk about like actual concepts. But I know it's like to just like have 3 stocks to 1, and then for whatever reason you might be tilting or you might be playing too safe or patient, whatever, and then just you lose that momentum.
I don't know, man. I was playing Kamaji and he was destroying me in melee,
Oh, yeah?
and then all I did was camp and roll and shoot lasers, and I made the comeback. He choked.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't handle the extreme camp.
Oh yeah, it's like that when I was playing a Falcon Ditto actually with Freed, my younger brother.
Yep.
We had this Falcon Ditto, right? It was on Battlefield. I was 3 stocks up to 1. And the funniest thing about that, I was playing too safe and patient. He makes a 3-stock comeback. He has to just blow through my defenses with my neutral layer spamming.
Mm-hmm.
And I assumed that because I was 3 stocks up to 1. Yeah, that's the match right now. That was good. Down air usually ends it. Yeah, we got the Mr. Curly Mustache. I nickname him Slick on the forums and in person.
You call him Slick?
Yeah,
if you nickname him Slick on the forums, does anyone know what you're talking about when you mention
Well,
Slick?
I'm actually inspired by one of my influences to say that. Funny guy inspired me to cybersecurity. I don't really want to talk about that stuff because it's outside the game. But
more personal, less Smash. That was not a great rest setup there from Shiny. Expecting something
not.
a little more guaranteed. He's going to survive, though, so high reward, not necessarily extreme risk. So
I agree.
I think if Shiny believes he's got the opportunity to go for it at those low percents, he might as well try.
It's like that in Street Fighter. If you flub like if you form let's see, if you whiff like an EX special or something like that, expect to get fully punished.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that with the rest. The rest is like a high risk, high reward strategy. If you flub it, like I Falcon punched Gus multiple times and I forward smashed him off the stage because he got kind of overconfident in his rest punishes. But that's kind of a similar analogy. It's with this particular Marth here. I mean, if you're crouch canceling things and you're constantly shielding and putting your hitboxes out, it's tough for me to say like any particular weak points I can see in this Marth.
Oh, certainly. It's looking like Chip is having a difficult time. Never mind. I was going to say nabbing that kill, but manages to run out and get the tipper up air when Shiny goes for the questionable neutral B recovery.
Yeah, I mean, the things I could recommend this Jigglypuff going in would be really hard to even like pull off because what can you do against a person who's swinging at hitbox constantly? Hitboxes, excuse me.
Guess where the hitbox is and you punish accordingly, but if they're playing right, it's a really tough thing to do.
I agree.
Good dash attack there from Shiny, trying to get back in the game, seal up the stock.
Yeah,
Chip just still on the aggression, on the offensive. Wow.
That was a very solid read there. I believe that was a hard read. No, maybe not.
Soft read.
Soft read. All right.
He got the DI out.
Okay.
And then it was the soft read on no tech on the situation.
Right. But nonetheless, those that down air sweet spot and that tipper sweet spot were very smooth. That's what I like to call it when you pull off something like that.
Slick and smooth.
Pulling off a smooth operator. That's just what I say in my own particular meanings of things. And once again, another tipper. It's just really tough for me to even commentate this match without saying like what I'd recommend Jigglypuff doing because it's the things he's trying to do, he just can't get in.
Well, it's a one-sided. At this point, pretty one-sided, so.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's like that when I'm seeing the EP in gaming, when I'm seeing people like Silent Wolf play.
Mm-hmm.
He'll position himself strictly out of Ganondorf's range to where if Ganondorf like tries to toss out a move, he's going to get punished. It's really hard. Like, it's tough to commentate matches when I see those particular kinds of dynamics. In my perspective, that's a forward smash.
Yeah, Chip just walking forward and taking out Shiny on the recovery attempt. He's like now ahead by a whole 3 stocks. Shiny going to go for the rest, and Chip with going for a big punish. All right.
Very solid. I like that right there.
And he shouldn't eat too big of a punish for this. Yeah, only 3% or something, and maybe misses on the get back to the stage.
The best advice I could give for Shiny is to try and get rest setups, but those are going to be hard. I mean, the most he could do in my perspective from what it looks like right now in the positioning.
Yeah, this stock, I don't think it's not possible anymore for him to go for those setups this stock. He has to clean up this one the old-fashioned way and then maybe think about the rest stock for if he gets that chance.
Yeah, it's just tough when I see situations like that. It's just so one-sided. I don't really like to come off like I'm biased on commentary, but this situation really pushes for stuff like that. I mean, believe me, I think both people have what it takes to win, but it's so hard for me not to, like, pull confirmation bias right now.
These two have been playing for years. Chip has not lost to Shiny in bracket before.
Well, absolutely. It's like when I'm appealing to my track record. Like, oh, nice!
Oh, and off the top.
Yeah, when I'm appealing to my own track record against people like Chip, it's really tough, like, based on the track record, but in recent times I don't like to be in that mindset of fear, and my advice to the viewers is to not ever operate on fear when you play against another player, because fear can inhibit you.
That it can.
It can.
There's a big difference in Smash between fear and respect.
Oh, yeah.
And respecting your opponent is knowing that if you mess up the neutral, they're going to get the punish, but you can't be afraid of it. You need to pressure them in neutral just as much as they're pressuring you.
Precisely.
If you want to be able to have a chance in the match. Shiny doing a great job with the rest to try to make the comeback there.
Yeah.
And Chip with a switch to Toon Link on the Dreamland counter pick.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I don't want to call allegations or anything like that of disrespect, but I just feel, let's be real, Chip is a very notable young Link. He's not like a young Link I've ever seen before.
He's a very notable young Link. And Young Link, Jigglypuff Young Link, not a bad matchup for Young Link by any means.
Precisely. I mean, this can be done. Haven't we seen? Isn't this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this a redux of Hungrybox versus Armada?
Yeah, back in the day, we'd see this for Hungrybox Armada. It's been a while since that's happened with Armada's switch to Fox.
Absolutely. The funniest thing too of talking about that kind of stuff is I actually had bets on Armada this year. Funny thing, actually.
At DreamHack or what?
It was at Evo. I actually had a conversation with him on Facebook about this kind of stuff. No bull. He was a really cool guy. Really like talking to him. He seems to know his stuff, and he seems to be an OBS guy.
Neat.
He's pretty cool.
Whoa, big down smash from Chip. Yeah. Seals up stock one. Shiny kind of smiling.
I mean, I've seen this played when I see Armada and Hungrybox. Whenever I think about that, I could think at most this could be timed out to the clock, at most. But the way I see this going, it's not looking like it's going to be played on the clock, but that could change anytime.
This is looking a little more aggressive.
This is looking, yeah. I mean, these kinds of matchups are volatile anyway, so I don't discredit Shiny by any stretch of the imagination. I don't like to discredit players preemptively. It's not a preferable tactic on commentary.
But Shiny staying in this.
Absolutely. Yeah, the projectiles, I definitely don't dispute Young Link's capabilities with projectiles in terms of...
He's also fast. He's got the ability to run, and then once he gets one of those projectiles, he's able to get the kill confirmed follow-ups with his up air and down air.
All right. Yeah, this is...
Even especially off bombs. Bomb down air, bomb up air, some of the easy ways that you see Young Link get the kills on Jigglypuff.
I like to do kind of a football analogy when I see situations like this.
I'm reading the chat. Bob. Why aren't you here, Kelly?
I have no idea what the chat is saying right now.
He's just my roommate.
Right?
He's in Seattle.
Well, right now it looks like this situation is right now in Shiny's favor. Well, I was distracted briefly. Yeah, these situations, it seems like this is going to be a way closer match. But I don't want to call allegations of sandbagging because this is live stream. I don't think Chip would ever sandbag on stream.
No, Chip. Every time Chip plays, he says he wants to play to four-stock his opponent. And that's his only goal.
I agree. That's a good...
If he can't get the four-stock, then he has to get the win. And he plays every single match just like that. Whether he goes Toon Link or Marth, whether it's a friendly or tournament, that's his goal.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the, I would say, top 10 younglings out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Definitely top 10.
I could see that. There you saw Chip actually going for that bomb down air setup that you saw me mention.
All right.
Again.
It's like whenever I see... whenever I see like new school Young Link, well, at least I'm not really a Melee player, but when I look at the new school of Young Link, it's so much differently than how it used to be played. So much differently. Like when I see how he used to play back then compared to now, I'm looking at a completely different player.
You're looking at a completely different character. In a lot of instances compared to old and new Melee.
All right. Yeah, I remember the old Melee. I remember some people had no clue about what crouch canceling is, something I really don't see talked about a lot. And then I start seeing more of it. I see a lot of challenges in Shield. I'm seeing new tactics that transcend like the classic norms and advanced techniques, at least in my perspective. That's kind of vague for the audience, but what I'm saying is, like, for me, I just got done dealing with a PM match where I had to incorporate a lot of rolling when I was fighting a Lucas, but excuse me for the apples and oranges there. I had to do a lot of rolling because I'm not used to that matchup, but it was different. I never really knew how good shield rolling could be, and right now, yeah, we're looking at Shiny's game.
Yeah, he's actually picking apart Chip's Young Link pretty effectively right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I couldn't imagine how games like this would be played at Apex. I couldn't imagine how hyped the crowd would be right now.
Great little boomerang to down air combo from Chip to even things up. We're down to a one-stock game. Might as well have just turned on the game at this point.
Yeah, I'm looking at, like, from people like Chip, I'm looking at him weaving around Jigglypuff, tossing out projectiles, making sure he can beat him in neutral in terms of increment. It looks to me like that, at least from what I've seen in this matchup.
Yeah, Chip's shield was pretty low there, which is why you saw him start to kind of take to the skies. But Shiny in a good position.
Yeah, Shiny could, I mean, if he gets the Wall of Pain, or if he gets a rest setup, that could be it.
I like those neutral airs to grabs, though. Shiny's so good at getting. Oh, stuck on the ground, though. Good get-up attack.
I felt that was a choke. That looked like a choke. I know it's like a choke like that.
The missed tech?
Yeah.
Could have been.
Could have been a choke.
Maybe he already saw Chip shielding, though, and thought that was his best option.
Shield. Yeah, the shield's the optimal decision in that situation to avoid a hit. Yeah, challenging a lot of things in shield generally. Oh, we got the game. Nice. All right. 1 up on the board.
Winners finals extended to game 4.
Nice.
Chip smiling, shaking his head, and we're going to see him go back to Marth potentially.
Yeah, he's going to switch back to Marth. I feel that's the correct decision because his winning record in this game set so far is with Marth. Seems to me on that record of consistency.
And Final Destination is strongest stage.
When I think of Final Destination, I'm always thinking about no platforms. It's just you and me.
I think this is what Chip wanted to happen. I think he wanted to play he wanted to play Shiny on Final Destination. Shiny probably banned the stage, so Chip opted to go for his counter pick when Shiny picked Dreamland.
Oh, he's going for the rollout,
which allowed Chip to get Final Destination in the best of 5 set.
Right.
Actually, there is no ban, so never. Oh no, Shiny just never would have picked it. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, I'll definitely bite on that point of view there. Then again, like when it comes to tournaments like this, I don't necessarily know all the rules. I've never really known all the rules anyway. It's coming from me, infobesity much.
Well, it's just a simple counter picking scenario. Like, for example, like if Shiny never wins, then Shiny's never going to pick Final Destination because he knows it's Chip's best stage.
Right.
So Chip lost a match, he gets to go to FD, and maybe he wanted to see this matchup in the set on Final Destination.
Oh, I agree for sure. Yeah, it's like some people, like with me, I have to understand counter picks, even if it's a bad stage. Got to find a way to see if I can adapt well in that matchup. I know that feeling. Yeah, I don't know, when I look at this stage, like when I look at like Marth being able to like just get forward throws into forward smashes, I have to think of that setup, usually. Seems, well, depending on DI, I think. I don't know the DI specifically. It seems to me if he DIs a certain way, he can get out of that setup. But in the past, it seems like it's guaranteed if he just DIs in. Funny enough, when I'm actually fighting PM computers, they never seem to DI. Funny thing about that. I don't know.
Computers, man.
I agree. But yeah, back to the match.
Yeah, Shiny just trying to get in and get the kill move. You see him wave dashing out of shield forward to try to nab Chip with a forward smash. Couldn't quite get it, but manages the stock.
I agree. Yeah, yeah, one rest would guarantee, I think, like head in the lead for Shiny, but I don't know. Damn.
It's tough to get, especially from this position.
Marth's what I call the human fly swatter.
Swat. It kind of sounds like a fly swatter going through the air.
But not like cyber swatting, though.
Cyber swatting?
That's a different thing. Entirely different.
Do I want to know what that is?
It'd be better not talked about on stream. It's actually very illegal using social engineering, but anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, swatting, it's like a fly swatter. You're constantly, like that. You're going to be putting your hitboxes out to either juggle someone or push them away. A fly swatter can do that, except with flies, you're just swatting them.
Swatting them out of the air.
Jigglypuff is more or less like, kind of like a...
She's a big old fly.
Yeah, she's like a big old fly trying to get and peck away at you, like what Hungrybox
Her rest is like the horsefly bite.
Exactly. If you get horsefly bitten, you risk a lot of things. You lose your stock. You lose a little bit of your dignity. You lose a lot. It can be a huge psychological downfall.
You might end up contracting some disease from the bug. I mean,
I know,
bad situation all around.
You can end up going on tilt because of it. I've tilted before in my archives with a certain Jigglypuff who's been Jiffy catted like 12 times.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, some shots were fired today. But yeah, Garrett's back.
Yes, he is. Got his Carl's Jr. fix. Ready to watch Chip's victory in Winners Finals.
I don't necessarily like to say it's his preemptive victory, but it's looking like he's pulling ahead right now. It seems to me difficult to get any mileage with a Marth who's swatting you away at will.
Certainly.
He is, of course, in my opinion, one of the top 10 Marths in Melee that I've seen.
Possible.
Well, he's definitely on the notable players list. I mean, on the wiki, but just because it's on the wiki doesn't mean, you know, necessarily should be taken as fact. But
And a solid forward smash from Chip to clean up the set.
absolutely.
And up now coming into the losers semifinal, we've got Kimidori versus myself.
Yeah, he's what I call Mr. Erected Sword of the Native, Chip. Curly mustache.
Curly mustache supremo.
Well, just look at his mustache. He's curly. Looking smooth as ever. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that commentary stream. Take care. I think I have a PM match now. All right, go for it. Thanks, man. Thank you.